Another day of cyber. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Another day and another Vlogmas. And I'm sorry, I have to make a correction. I was just watching the clips that I took yesterday, and I totally said that it was Vlogmas Day 3. And it wasn't Vlogmas Day 3. That was actually Vlogmas Day 4. And here we are, Vlogmas Day 5. I keep forgetting just because since these Vlogmas days are actually a day after the advent of Cyber Day, I just got confused. So I apologize for that. But in any case, I'd like to welcome you back. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't yet, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button, the like button. It lets YouTube know that this video and the other videos are ones that they should probably start promoting and let other people know about these awesome videos that we're trying to put out. And also, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You'll get more of these types of videos, at least for during Vlogmas. Other times, we will go ahead and do some more tutorial-like videos, product reviews, as well as some live gameplay. At least I'll try. But you will get some videos on some gameplay. I play Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. I also play NHL 23, and I also play Animal Crossing. If that's something that you would like, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And that will let you know when I upload any new content. Alright, so here we go. So we are now going into Advent of Cyber 2022. Today is going to be Advent of Cyber Day 4, and it is going to be port scanning. So during the investigation of the downloaded GitHub repo OSINT task, that was yesterday's, Elf Recon McRed identified a URL, which is qa.santagift.shop, that is probably used by all the elves with admin privileges to add or delete gifts on the Santa website. The website has been pulled down for maintenance, that's good, and now Recon McRed is scanning the server to see how it's been compromised. And can you help McRed scan the network and find the reasons for the website compromise? Well, that's our goal. Hopefully we can figure that out. And I can tell you, spoiler alert, we are going to figure it out, because with Advent of Cyber, these are all broken down into lessons. These are all individual lessons. So with this one, we're going to talk about or learn about what scanning is, the types of scanning, the techniques, and some of the scanning tools that are used. So what is scanning? Well, you can read it here, but the brief synopsis basically is you're trying to find vulnerabilities in a network or a target computer using different types of tools. There are two different scanning types here, passive and active scanning. Passive scanning doesn't really involve any interaction. A tool is just basically running in the background, collecting information, such as Wireshark. What Wireshark basically does is it's a packet capture tool. So it captures all of the packets going in and out of your network, and you can break it down and actually see all of the traffic from all of the different nodes or endpoints in your network. But it only gives you basic information, like just the OS, the network protocols being used, etc. But if you want to get more information, that's where active scanning comes in. The active scan involves sending packets or queries directly to specific assets, rather than passively collecting that data by catching it in transit on the network's traffic. So the difference is, instead of collecting information from all of the devices on the network as they're going, this is, with active scanning, you are actually collecting information from a specific target. But you can also do it on, just like it says here, these targets can be either single endpoints or a network of endpoints. Some of the scanning techniques that this covers is network scanning. So network scanning, again, you're just basically mapping a whole network containing all of the devices that are on the network, which has their IP addresses, services running on that computer or the target, and what their operating system is. And that's pretty much like the first thing that that the attacker would actually do, as it says here. Once a network is mapped, an attacker executes exploits, judging by what the target system has and what that target actually is running as well. Like, is it running a web server? Does it have, which would mean that it would have like port 80 open. And yeah, and it gives an example over here as well. For example, a computer in a network with an outdated Apache version enables an attacker to launch an exploit against a vulnerable Apache server. With that being said, if you do run a server, if you're hosting anything, make sure that your server software is actually up to date. Otherwise, you can be a victim of something like this. Another scanning technique is port scanning, and it's, you know, that the scanning, the type of scanning is actually in the name itself. You are looking for open ports at a particular endpoint or target. So after you're done scanning the whole network, you've got a list of all of these endpoints that are in the network. Now you're gonna go into these endpoints and scan for any open ports. Like I said, kind of like, you know, if you're running an Apache server, you've got port 80 and probably port 443 open. If you're running a DNS server, you've got port 53 open. But you'll scan all of the ports on that target, and there are 65,537 ports, because 0 counts. So there's 65,537 ports that could potentially be open, and if they're open, that means it's got some potential for you to get into that system. Then of course you've got vulnerability scanning, and what vulnerability scanning is you just utilize tools to figure out what if there are any vulnerabilities that you can exploit. Now most of these they have free and paid tools that are available, and these tools actually have like a database of vulnerabilities that the tool can actually utilize to find out if a vulnerability exists. Alright, so looks like we are now gonna go into the task portion of the Advent of Cyber, and we're gonna be using a couple of tools, it looks like. So we've got Nmap. What Nmap does is you're able to actually scan a target computer. Like if you ran Nmap on your own computer, it'll scan that computer and find out what ports are actually open and what services are being provided on that target computer. And looks like we're going to be using Nick2. I have not used Nick2 before. It's the first time ever hearing about it, but looks pretty cool. Looks like it's an open source software that allows scanning websites for vulnerabilities, enables looking for subdomains, outdated servers, debug messages, etc. On a website. You can access it on the attack box by typing that command. Alright. Let's see. Elf Recon McRed ran Nmap and Nick2 tools against the QA server to find the list of open ports and vulnerabilities. You noticed a Samba service running. Hackers can gain access to the system through loosely protected Samba share folders that are not protected over the network. Interesting. He knows that the Bandit Yeti APT got a few lists of admin usernames and passwords for qa.santagift.shop using OSINT techniques. That's what we did last night. So it looks like we're gonna try to connect to the Samba service using the credentials we found through the source code, and it was at Ubuntu and Santa 2022. So let's actually see this in action. We're gonna go ahead and deploy the virtual machine by clicking Start Machine at the top right again. So this is for day 4. And we're going to use the attack box. Alright, well that took a little bit, but looks like we are back up and running now. Let's go ahead and continue on with practicing with Nmap. So we went ahead and deployed the virtual machine by starting that. And it looks like, let's see here, and launch the terminal from the desktop. Alright, here's the terminal. Let's go ahead and start that. See, this is what's cool about tryhackme is they actually have all of this stuff for you. They have the virtual machines for you. If you don't have another computer that you can spin up like Ubuntu or any flavor of Linux or another Windows machine, tryhackme will actually create that virtual machine for you. So, you know, can't really use the excuse of, well, I don't have any of the required equipment, because they actually give it to you. Now, there are probably going to be other tasks that will require us to use something different, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So let's go ahead and continue here. So we want to type nmap in the attack box terminal. And let's see, what do we have? Oh yeah, all of the different options that you can pass with Nmap. So this is saying, let's see, a quick summary of the important Nmap options is listed below. TCP SYN scan. Get the list of live hosts and associated ports on the hosts without completing the TCP three-way handshake and making the scan a little stealthier. So let's go ahead and pass that command. Let me clear this first. And type in nmap dash lowercase s uppercase s 10.10.49.227. So nmap is now running, and this is what I mean. So the nmap report will actually show you any open ports as well as what services are being ran on that port. So here's port 80, and there's HTTP. Ping scan allows scanning the live hosts in the network without going deeper and checking for port services. Usage, let's see. So nmap dash sn 10.10.49.227. And there you go. So then it went ahead and just scanned that, or pinged that IP address. Looks like the host is up. Gives us a MAC address. And let's see, detecting services. So, okay, there you go. So we can ping that IP address to see if it's up and running. We can scan to find out what kind of operating system this machine is actually running. Let's find out. So nmap dash capital O 10.10.49.227. See, I'm learning new stuff about nmap right now. That's kind of cool. So what operating system is that target running? So it says no exact OS matches for your host. If you know what OS is running on it, type that. What other pieces of info does it give you? Oh, alright, well, detection performed. Please report any incorrect. Alright, well, it looks like we don't exactly know what operating system the target computer is using. But let's see, we can also look at a list of running services on that. So let's try, let me clear this again. Let's go to nmap dash lowercase s uppercase v 10.10.49.227. So unlike up here when we did just the nmap lowercase s uppercase s and it gave us, you know, just the open ports and what services are actually being ran on those ports. This gives us a little bit more detail. So this tells us that it's we can see that on port 80 they are running an Apache server, and looks like they're running Samba. They have SSH port open, which would be 22. And yeah, so you can get a lot of information just by using Nmap. So moving on, let's go ahead and try Nick2. Nick2 is an open source. Okay. It looks like it's already installed on our virtual machine. So let's take a look at it. Let's go Nick2. And I know we're looking at a screenshot of what this is going to return, but I like actually typing it out anyways. That way I learn more by doing than reading. So there you go. Oh wow. So since this is actually scanning for websites in particular, it's gonna go ahead and scan port 80, and again we've got Apache. Server leaks inodes via e-tags, header found with file. Anti-click checking X-frame header is not present. So this actually gives us a lot of info about this web server. And HTTP methods we can post. There's options. There's access to the header and get. I'm gonna have to play around with that tool a little later and see if I can check out what's open on my web server. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the rest of this task. So now we are going to try to connect to the Samba server. Samba is file sharing, so kind of like if you're sharing a drive on your Windows machine or even Linux, Samba is just a way for us to connect to that networked share, if that makes any sense. Okay, since we are needing to go to a Samba share, which is viewing files, it will be pretty much just a hard drive on a different computer that we can access on the network. So let's go to Root's home, basically our file manager, and type in the location of smb://10.10.49.227. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and answer some of these questions. What is the name of the HTTP server running on the remote host? And that is Apache. Let's go ahead and submit. And there you go. Sweet. Another one, 5 days in a row. Let me go ahead and close that out. What is the name of the service running on port 22 on the QA server? That is going to be SSH. And we know this because we can use Nmap. 10.10. What was the IP address? 49.227. And let's do, I forgot what it was actually called. What was it? Detecting services. So it's lowercase s, uppercase v. S, uppercase v. So after running Nmap, all we gotta do is check out port 22, and the service that's running is SSH. So let's go ahead and put that in there and submit it. And that is correct. Awesome. Now, what flag can you find after successfully accessing the Samba service? Let's find out here. Let me actually close this out and go back into Root's home. And let's go to SMB. SMB, if I can type, 10.10.49.227. Let's go in there. And let's see if we can find the flag. Here we go. Registered user. So we've got Ubuntu. We're gonna leave the domain as workgroup, and it was what was the password? Capital S. There you go. Capital S @ NTA2022. And let's connect. Oh, here's a flag. I'm assuming that's probably where the flag is going to be. And there it is. So it's curly brace THM _ Santa _ SMB _ server closing curly brace. And let's submit. And there it is. Yay! This is so cool. Alright. So we got the flag. And what is the password for the username Santa HR? Oh, well, here's a user list here. Wonder if it's in here. And it is. So Santa HR, their password is Santa25. Santa25. And submit. Man, I feel like a hacker now. Instead of having a list or a note of your usernames and your passwords, I would definitely recommend using a password manager. The two password managers that I personally use are LastPass and Bitwarden. I stopped using LastPass, but I still use it for work, and Bitwarden, I actually run my own instance of Bitwarden. I self-host that. I will probably make a tutorial on how you can do that in Unraid. That's the host software that I use for all of my self-hosting. And if you want me to create that video, actually, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know that you want me to do a tutorial on how you can host your own Bitwarden or Vaultwarden instance. All right, I'll go ahead and hit complete here, or completed. Looks like they've got a room to learn more about Nmap, so I'll definitely be taking advantage of that. But let's go ahead and complete this, and there you have it. That's gonna be Advent of Cyber Day 4 complete. We are making really good progress, and hopefully you are getting some value out of these videos. But that's gonna be it. Thank you guys again for joining. Stay tuned for tomorrow for the next Advent of Cyber, day number 5. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon. Go do it right now. Alright guys, until next time. Peace.